Yo, welcome back to the channel. This is Scent Vibes. My name is Joshua. Today we will be reviewing a fragrance called Of the Immortals. So if this is something that you're interested in, go ahead and stick on by. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Here is the bottle. This is Of the Immortals. So guys, listen, I really appreciate you guys for stopping by again. I wanted to go ahead and say that. I appreciate everybody that's come by and subscribed to the channel. This series here has definitely boosted up my channel, and I really appreciate you guys that have been interested in this content. And at my channel, I do first impressions, which are basically reaction videos, reviews, battles, and stuff that are off the wall, such as fragrance spray offs. So if this is the type of channel for you, go ahead and subscribe. Now guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Now this is Of the Immortals, and this is a scent by Curly Scents, not to be confused by Curly Fragrances. Now I want to go ahead and say that this fragrance here, I was really hyped about it because the first one that came out was a banger. To me personally, I felt like it was one of the best ones. The past one was one of the best ones that came out. Of the Immortals is no slouch either. This is a gourmand type of fragrance. If you guys watched my first impressions, you saw how I felt about that one during the first reaction that I got. Nice. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the notes, just to let you guys know what you will be getting when you spray this fragrance on. So let me actually spray it on first. That way it is developing while I've had some time to read off the notes to you. So Of the Immortals, you have top notes of bergamot, honey, rum, sea salt, coffee, pure brandy, and in the hard notes you have cashmere wood, coconut, jasmine, absolute, fig, praline, and tonka bean. In the bottom notes or base notes, you have musk, sandalwood, amber, vanilla, and oud. Listen guys, this fragrance here is, like I mentioned earlier, it's a straight up gourmandish type of scent. It's something that you would want to like almost like you would think of like one of those like macaroon type of cookies, like a macaroon cookie that has like some like different types of like juices or different types of, you know, something that kind of like infused inside of that macaroon that gives you a very bold taste. And guys, this fragrance here has a very interesting smell. So you get a lot of coconut. Off my skin, I get a good pop of coconut, get a good pop of that praline, a little bit of booziness in this fragrance. This is definitely a scent that I wouldn't say is a fresh scent. I believe they added the bergamot to kind of like tame some of the notes down, but it's definitely not a fresh scent. If you look at that bergamot, I don't think it's going to be a fresh scent. Off my skin, I also kind of pick up a little bit of some woodiness, and I don't really pick up a lot of the fruit, like the fig. I don't really pick that up, but again, in that heart note, I kind of pick up the praline. Kind of almost has like this nuttiness outside of the coconut. It has this like nuttiness to the fragrance, like this sugary nuttiness to it. And then you get that vanilla in the base, the vanilla and the amber. I don't pick up the oud, guys. Now you don't have to really worry about the oud. I believe the oud was just added to kind of like round out the fragrance a little bit, you know, kind of like pull it away from the gourmandness a little bit, so it's not just overly gourmandy. But guys, listen, this is a very out of the box type of scent. It's very good to me. I really appreciated it. I sprayed it on my wife just to see how she would enjoy it. She was like, don't spray it on me, because she always like to see how she enjoys some of the fragrances that I feel like that are unisex, and this fragrance falls in that unisex category. But once she had it on, she was like, wow, I like this. She's like, I want to wear it to work tomorrow. So I was like, but I told her, I was like, because she works in a hospital setting, I was like, yeah, you might want to, you know, not wear this to work because it might be a little too much for some of your patients. Anyway, guys, this fragrance is very good. Now let's go ahead and talk about the performance. Now guys, you're going to get about 8 hours of performance out of this fragrance. It projects nicely for the first like hour and a half, 2 hours max, but then it kind of regresses to become a skin scent. So this scent right here is more so in the category is meant to be discovered. It's not a scent that's going to be in your face. It's not going to be loud, but it does a fairly decent job in the beginning stages. It's just not going to be something that's going to fill a room. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's a little bit of sillage, and I believe this is a solid performing fragrance, but it's just not a beast mode. It's not even, I wouldn't even say it's like a great performing fragrance. It's just one of those average performing fragrances. And I believe that's okay. And we'll get into that later when I want to talk about the appeal and like situations where you would want to wear something like that. Ideal situations. Now, character guys, listen, like I said earlier, this fragrance here has a very unique type of smell. It has a different type of smell that you're not going to really be expecting. Like, you know, when you see most people, they have floral fragrances, they have citrus fragrances on because they want to smell clean. They want to smell, you know, they kind of want to smell like everybody else. However, this fragrance here of the Immortals is going to help you stand apart from the crowd. Trust me. But I want to say that there isn't a ton of development as far as the transitions. There's this basically this it's not solely a linear scent, but because in the dry down it is not as sweet, but it just doesn't have a lot going on where it's switching and just doing something different between every other hour is changing on your skin. Appeal. Let's go ahead and jump into that now. I don't think this is a mass appealing scent. Not everybody is looking for a gourmandish type of fragrance. Or if you're looking for something that is going to make you stand apart in the room when somebody gives you a nice hug, then I believe this fragrance is for you. This fragrance here is more of a date night type of scent. This is an evening wear solely. I would not wear this to work. I would not wear it to certain situations where you don't want to be too loud. Even though this fragrance doesn't project a ton, this fragrance here, I believe, should be worn in situations where you want to be discovered, and those are those intimate type of situations. So your evening wears, wear this type of fragrance for that, or just situations where you do want to stand apart, and those situations call for something like that. I believe this scent is definitely a unisex scent. Curly Scents definitely mentioned that, and that holds true for sure. This fragrance is not necessarily masculine. It is not necessarily feminine. However, this might gravitate towards a certain crowd, as far as the feminine crowd, because of some of the gourmandish feels within this fragrance. But if you identify with some of these notes stand out to you, and you really like coconut, you like praline, you like some of that booziness that'll be in this fragrance, some of the vanilla. If you really like and enjoy a vanilla scent, this fragrance will be for you. As far as ages go, I believe anybody can kind of pull this off. I don't believe this is not necessarily restricted towards a certain age group. As far as seasons go, I feel like that you would want to wear this fragrance primarily in the fall and the winter. This just kind of speaks to me during these type of seasons. So this is perfect. If you guys are looking for this fragrance and you're trying to think if you should wear it, this is the perfect season to go ahead and try it and see if you really do enjoy it. Especially before they sell out, because if they sell out, then people are going to jack up the prices as far as people that want to resell their bottles, and you're going to be paying a premium on top of the $160 that is already can be seen as kind of expensive. So that brings me to the value. There's definitely value in this fragrance. It's different. It's kind of a different type of vanilla scent, and I believe that you have a limited edition bottle. You can't really find this after it's sold out. So, I mean, you'll find it, but you just have to pay a little bit of money. So you have some value in your hands once this thing sells out. Listen, guys, overall, I really do enjoy this scent. Personally, I feel like some of the notes are a little sweeter, than what I would want to wear like all the time. This is something that I would mind wearing for just for a little bit, but then after a while I wanted to like remove it. But on her, it smelled great. But that doesn't take anything from this fragrance. Personally, I believe this fragrance is really, really, really good. The performance, you know, is a little bit left to be desired, but I believe some fragrances just call for that. This fragrance is dense. There's a lot of notes going on in it, and it's not something that's like one notice. There's a lot of notes in this fragrance that you can kind of smell and pick out. So just be aware of that when you're thinking about the performance. It's doing something different, and I believe you will appreciate the difference that it's providing to you. And the performance, even though it's sticking kind of like like an arm's length to a chest length scent bubble, I believe that it's good enough for purchase. So for me, I'm going to give this fragrance a 9 out of 10. I like it just as much as the others. I do appreciate Ross's fragrance the most out of all of them. His fragrance to me this year was the banger. Curly Scents and Justin's fragrances, I like them equally, and they are great. Now guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the series that I kind of wanted to put together for you, the Z Creators 2.0 series of videos. This is rounding out my review section, and guys, I believe you will not see me for the rest of the year. Next year I will be doing a couple of fragrance spray offs, and that will kick off the year. So if you want to go ahead and check out some of those videos, go ahead and subscribe below. And I really do appreciate you guys. You guys have a great year. Until next time, go ahead and stay safe throughout the year. Keep smelling great. Deuces.